What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Welcome to a brand new Poker Live podcast. My name is Joey Ingram, aka Chicago Joey. If you want to find the podcast that I have not updated in weeks, you can go search for Poker Life on iTunes. Shout out to everybody who listens to these on iTunes. Shout out to everybody that's going to listen to this 2 months later when I upload it. And I've been uploading these new Pot Limit Omaha hands on YouTube. I just uploaded a hand today that I played against Sauce 123 at 100-200 PLO, where I may or may not have beat him in the hand. You have to find out. It's on my YouTube channel, and it's the 4th PLO hand. I'll be putting up a lot of PLO hands this year. And yeah, we're going to be have upcoming podcasts. Should have Kate Hall on the podcast next week. Should be getting Kevin Martin on the podcast as well next week or the week after. But let's get into today, man. So you guys know Poker Live podcast, man. We like to show people from all over the poker world, man, whether it's cash game players, tournament players, whether it's media, whether it's old school legends, whether it's new school guys. And this is a guy who is as a part of the GrindNation, is something that that me and Doug Polcutt and Ryan Fee and a few other guys started maybe, I don't even know, maybe about 7-8 months ago. And when we started the group off, Doug said, hey, let's get some newer guys to Twitch that stream on Twitch poker. Let's get some guys in there. And I said, man, who are these guys, Doug? Who do you mean? Like, you want to get some new guys in the group? And he said, yeah, I found some good guys. I said, all right, let me see these guys. And this is one of the kids, man. You know, at first I was like, I don't know, but man, after talking with Buehlero, after seeing his work ethic, man, I love his attitude. The kid's got so much fucking work ethic. I feel like he's grinding every single day. He's on Snapchat grinding. He's on Twitch grinding. I feel like his results are getting better and better and better and better and better over time. And he's young, man, 20 years old, German. You know, those are the two most important things, German and work ethic, to be good at tournaments. And man, I just really want to have him on. And yeah, man, we're joined by Henri Buhler, aka Buehlero. Puppy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the podcast, brother.
That was sick. Holy shit. Oh man, feels good. You just sit back and like hear these words. Pretty nice.
I'm telling you, Buehlero, man. Listen, you know, some people said in the chat, they said, who's Buehlero, man? Why you having him on? And listen, man, I got to show love to people that I know that are working hard, that have good attitudes, that are seeing results, that I feel like are putting in the work, putting in the time. And with you, man, it just seems like from every time I'm seeing lately, it's like a final table on Twitch. I don't know, like, are you really winning everything? Like, kind of, well, first, kind of tell people a little bit about yourself and give them a little backstory, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, okay. I'm actually almost a kilo over the last week, so we take that. Well, about me, I'm 20 years old, from Germany, as you might hear or might have heard from the intro. Yeah, and I just grind MTTs all day, every day, pretty much. And yeah, I mean, there's not too much to talk about. I just stream on Twitch. That's what I'm known for. Like, I'm a guy, I came out of nowhere, started streaming last year, like 2016 in January, with a $100 bankroll. And yeah, over the last year, I just grinded up to a little bit more than $100. And yeah. So
okay, so you start last year, January 2016, $100 bankroll, and now it seems like you've been having some pretty good results. What's your biggest score been these past couple of months?
Like I shipped 44 bounty builder for 4,500.
How much?
4,500. Like
what you were pretty. I remember I saw that video. You were pretty hyped. That's a popular YouTube video as well too, isn't it? That time that you got your like first big score there.
Yes. I mean, like for me, I grind the morning schedule, so it's like tough for me to get like these huge guarantees. That's the reason I shipped that many tournaments, because like there's like always 500 to 1,000 runners in those tournaments, and then
yeah, I'm sure that's it. Listen, guys, you want to win tournaments, just play in the morning schedule. It's that easy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's MTTs, man. Like, people are really, really bad.
Bang bang. So, that's true. I mean, at the same time, though, you feel like you might be selling yourself a little short. I mean, you feel like you're working hard. You're someone that's consistently putting in the work, putting in time, day after 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 day. I mean, you're gonna keep getting better and better when you do things like that. And you're German, and somehow Germans have this ability to, like, they don't tilt, they don't get emotional. They just stay very even keel and focused and in the zone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty emotional, I gotta admit that, but like, it's getting better and better. But like, when you stream on Twitch, you gotta be emotional, you know? Nobody wants to see like that fucking, like, I know, wizard sitting there and just clicking 24 tables all the time without like doing anything, you know? I'm emotional about my wins and I enjoy them, but if I wouldn't have that, like, I don't know if I would enjoy poker as much anyhow.
Yeah, you've done a really good job of building up a pretty good Twitch audience, right?
Yeah, like 2017 has been like great so far. I know it was just like constantly going, like getting more and more people, and now we are like doing really, really good. And yeah,
How
the
many
dream.
average viewers are you getting right now?
I think around 500 or something. Like it really depends. Like when you're on an FT, you easily have like over 1,000 viewers, but like yeah, I think like around 500, 600. Also depends like who else is streaming.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Twitch kind of works for you guys. I know familiar with Twitch. Kind of works if there's certain popular streamers that are streaming, then some of the guys will have less. If some of those guys aren't streaming, then some guys will have more. But I mean, I feel like for yourself, you've only been doing it 1 year, man. And you keep getting better and better at poker. And I mean, the stream's kind of growing and growing. Do you have any sort of, like, when you started, did you have some sort of vision in mind? Do you have like a goal you wanted to do? Or you just like, I'm going to try poker? Because I know you came from some sort of gaming background, correct?
Yeah, not really gaming background. I was always in the like esport community, watched a ton of StarCraft, and I like played a little bit of Hearthstone as well. But like I never really played professionally or anything like that. I was just studying, realized that didn't try too much, and then I had to wait till like next year October, like October 2016 to do something else. So I just decided, let's fire up a stream and see how it goes. And suddenly I started shipping tournaments. Suddenly I got like over 100 viewers all the time. Suddenly I was drunk and had a good time, and and then you got some sponsors and shit. And suddenly I was like, maybe I don't need to study after all. And yeah.
What do your German parents think about this? Because I work with a couple of German guys in the GTO club, and they say their parents aren't very supportive of their decision to play poker professionally.
Yeah, actually I'm quite lucky. Like my parents are like super cool with it, because like they see how I put in the work. I stream like 10 hours like every day pretty much, or like 5 days a week, and they're like, okay, he plays poker, but it's not that he's gambling. I explained it to them. I explained them like how I study poker, how I improve, how I constantly move up stakes, how I know just all the stuff that's involved, and they see it as a business, and they're like, okay, I mean, I'd rather have you study, do something like normal, I say. But then again, if I wouldn't be happy, they wouldn't be happy. So, and yeah, they're pretty cool with it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like some people get a little bit, I wouldn't say unlucky in a way, but sometimes you have parents, they don't really understand. They don't understand. They only think college is the way to go. They don't really understand, like, hey, people can make a living playing professional poker. And especially, it seems like with a lot of non-American parents, they're just like, wait, what do you do? Like, you're playing online poker. You go to fucking school, bro. And I know I know in Germany, like, I think pretty sure college is the way you pay for college is much different than in America, where it isn't that expensive, right?
No, you don't have to pay at all. Like I pay like 130 euros, which is like, okay, like 150 bucks for 6 months. But that's just like for the library and stuff like that. And then you get like a free bus ticket as well and all that stuff. Like it's pretty much for free. And yeah, it's like definitely different because like I think the only reason I'm doing this actually is because I was like traveling through Canada for 6 months, and like people over there are just like completely different. So I think that kind of I don't know, helped me with the decision as well, because like in Germany it's just like you go to school, then you go to university, and then you work.
Right.
And that's pretty much how it works. And yeah, so I think like, yeah, definitely in Germany it's pretty odd when people do not like do something else without studying at all, because like it's also really important to have a degree, because in like a later job, at least some kind of degree. You can have a degree for, I know, some social stuff and working in business, like some finance or something. It doesn't really matter, but as long as you have a degree, I think it helps.
Yeah, it seems like the people that I've met that I'm friends with that aren't from the poker world that are German, they all talk about going to school. Like I got a couple that are getting their psychology degrees right now, and they're gonna work in that field. And it seems very just, we're in America. It seems like people could, even Canada, you can be a creative. Now there's like YouTube, there's the esports. I mean, you could be a professional sex worker. You can do all kind of different stuff here in America, it seems like. And I guess it's just like, it's getting more and more normal to say, I'm not going to take the school route, even though I know that, and when I suggested that to my parents for my little brother, Tutu Andrew Cool, they go, Joey, if you try to get your little brother not to go to college, we're going to fucking kill you. And I'm like, okay, but like, you realize there's a lot of ways to make it. And I guess what my mom tells me is that I'm more of like an outlier situation. Like somebody who's able to have success without going to college is an outlier compared to other people. And most people are not going to be able to actually have success if they don't go to school. So it's kind of like this, which I never really thought about it. I'm always like, yeah, I mean, I made it without college. Like, you don't need to go to college. But when you really think about it, you still got to put in a lot. You still got to put in a lot of work, and you still got to have a special approach to life, and to be able to really make it without college. So it makes sense why it's such an important thing still for people.
Yeah, I think like as long as you're motivated, you will always make it, no matter what type of degree you have. You know, like if you're passionate about something, if you're interested in something, and you put in the work, like I really think it's tough to not make it one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And I think for yourself, obviously, you've shown. The thing is, man, you're putting in a lot of fucking work. Like, I don't really know if you realize it or not, but I've interacted with, I mean, a thousand plus people in my poker career now. I've been playing in poker world now for almost 10 years. And trust me, man, people do not have that type of work ethic. They just don't. Like you saying you're putting in 8 to 10 hours daily. Like there are some people that aren't putting in 8 to 10 hours over a fucking week sometimes, man. And these are guys that say they want to make it. Or these are guys that say, I'm a professional poker player, because they may have ran well and, they work hard for 3 months. And then like, there are so many people like that out in the world. So I think if you're able to realize that you're putting in much more work than most people are, like, it's just such a huge edge right there, and should give you so much confidence in terms of being able to get to a point of having sustained success.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true. I think like what helps me a lot is that I have Twitch, because like every time I do a misplay, every time I find a table bubble a tournament, there's like 100 people tell you how fucking bad you are, how terrible you look, how 10 months ago you did like a similar play, and like stuff like that, And so it always drove me to like become better and better and better. And I'm still like, there's still so much room for me left to improve. And like, I'm already winning like a decent amount of money. Like I'm not complaining, but like, there's still so much room left to improve. Like it's absurd. And it's just like, it's always the motivation to like become better and like show like show more moves to the guys and like play better poker and so on, And that's just like, just adds up, it's up. And
yeah, I mean, I think that some people deal with that sort of feedback in different ways. And I think there's someone like yourself that might hear that feedback. I'm the same way. I hear feedback like that. That motivates me to get better. That motivates me to want to improve. Someone says like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm like, okay, well, let me fix that. But I feel like there's some guys on Twitch, when people are saying, hey, like, you suck, you're a fucking idiot, what are you doing that for? They don't really use that as motivation. They use that as something that really can bring down their mindset, bring down their motivation, their attitude, their desire to keep streaming on Twitch and sort of fighting through that adversity. And I feel like when someone says, hey, good, like, tell me tell me these things, I get it, I understand it, and I'm going to use it to get better. I think that's a pretty important quality that a poker player really needs. It's just like being self-aware enough to realize that, hey, okay, I suck, I got it, I fucked up, I did it before, I might do it again, I'll probably do it again, but I'm going to keep working, I'm going to keep trying to get better and better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important. And like, I mean, I've been at that point, I was like down swinging, and then like, that was like a couple of months ago where I didn't feel like that confident yet. And like, I was really, really down, man. And I was like, fuck, dude. But then at the end of the day, I was like, fuck that guy. Like, come on, let's show him,
Was that when we had that chat?
Yeah, I mean, that was like out of a different reason. Like, there I was just fucking tired after like putting in way too much work in this and like never taking like days off and shit. Yeah. But yeah, like now, I mean, I only stream like 5 days each week. And then like on the other 2 days, I do like everything. Like I study usually like 3 hours or something like that. And then like all the mails and all that stuff that comes up, I usually answer. So obviously take some time off.
On the other 2 days, are you playing as well, or are you kind of just doing other things?
Yeah, no, I'm not really playing. I'm just like, as I said, I usually study on these days off, like talk with some friends and like watch some training videos. I know, run some calculations and that stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I feel like the one thing I'm scared about like streaming and like playing poker is like to get burned out from it. And I mean, like, you're the fucking crazy guy that did like all these challenges. And I'm like, if I grind like 1 month, like nonstop, then I would be gone for like 1 or 2 weeks, because I'm just like, holy shit, that was like way too much. I gotta take a break now. But like that way, I'm just like constantly like playing and streaming, like taking my days off. Now, like in the beginning of February, I'm going like to a live event for like a week or so, and then I'm going back to the grind, and just like that. Like it's a nice mixture. It's nice and even, I never really put in like a ton of volume, like grind 14 hours, 7 days a week, and then I'm just done. But you know, just like the constant grind.
I'm gonna tell you something, Henry. Not many people do that as well, so don't worry, you're not alone. No, there's a very rare person. I think I actually there's this one crazy. I got this crazy Norwegian guy in my club who plays. He's like a SNE a bunch of times. He plays the hyper tournaments, and like he might be the one person I know is like still putting in these like 10-hour days. He's crazy. He reminds me of myself so much, but I'm just like you don't see like you don't. There is a very few number of people that are putting in 8, 12 hours, 5, 6, 7 days a week anymore. There's not. And the thing is that I think kind of when I think that before I didn't see the importance of having an approach that you're taking where you kind of take a day off, you take 2 days off, you study, you kind of detox a little bit. And before, for me, I was always like, just keep playing, play. But I really think that having that day off, that 2 days off of thinking about it, of talking about hands and working on your game, I think that's really important. And I think some people sometimes might get it like kind of, slanted the other way where they study too much and they don't play enough. But if you can find that nice mixture of more play, but still studying and still taking some time off, I think that's a really strong approach. And obviously it's been working for you because, it seems like you're progressively getting, more consistent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty happy with like how I handle things right now. Like it's working out great. I mean, I'm also on the heater for like 3 weeks now or something. Like I just shipped like so many tournaments over the last weeks, and it's just like I mean, that's the toughest time to actually keep on studying. You're like on the heater, you think like, okay, like fuck all these guys, all these French noobs, like easy money, and it's just like it's actually the toughest time to improve as a player. So like I think it's actually not bad to have downswings as well. So this is when I have a downswing, that is the time where I really put in the time and effort to become a better player. Then I put in the hours. Maybe I only stream like 6 hours because I bust all my tournaments early, but then I have like 5 hours to study each day. And then you're just like really on the grind and like getting better, and then the bink is coming eventually again.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what they say about failure. Without failure, you really don't learn sometimes. And it takes those downswings. It takes losing. It takes getting kicked in the fucking ass a few times and be like, okay, well, maybe I'm not like, I need to work, like I need to study. I need to put in a little bit of time doing that. And as you mentioned, you're right. It's tough when you're winning to be able to take, look at your game and say, but not think like, hey, I'm doing great. I won a couple tournaments and I'm doing well with my bankroll. But I think it's a good mindset to have to be able to still keep working on game. I mean, how are you working on your game in terms of what you're doing?
I have like a friend and we talk like hands at least once a week. And besides that, I watch like a bunch of training videos and as I like run some standard calculations, like calling ranges and that stuff, like shots, like MTT play. And like just recently, actually today, I started talking with another friend as well to like even get like a little bit more study in there. Like he's a little bit more, like a little bit better than the other guy. And yeah, just that way, even more like, I know just talking hands like the best way to do it, and like also like look at percentages, opening ranges, and all that stuff. I'm not too much into like GTO yet because like at like the stakes I'm playing, it's like I want to play like a little bit more exploitative now because like everybody is just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But like I know for the $200 plus tournaments, I definitely want to get like a little bit more into that.
Yeah, I don't really know how that applies to tournaments, so I can't speak too much on it from tournament game. I know when it comes to cash games, I think I talked with Limitless a couple like last week, high stakes no home cash game player, and he was kind of talking about how most people really try to be too GTO in a lot of ways when it's unnecessary. It's like kind of unnecessary to even try to work it into your game because you can just play an exploitative style to such a certain point and before you really need to start digging in that. And he thinks that's, I mean, I think this for sure with people I've talked to is that they try to implement this GTO strategy and they don't really get good at playing an exploitative strategy. So they try to implement a GTO strategy shitty. They're implementing an exploitative strategy shitty. They're trying to merge these strategies together and they're not really good at either one. And they don't know what they're doing wrong because they're like, man, this is what they say to do in the videos. What Phil Galfond does. Or this is what I see fucking maybe Fedor doing a video, but why is it not working for me? And I think you have to kind of have a really good exploitative strategy down first before you can then start adding it. I mean, I'm sure there's some guys that can do it the other way and just learn it maybe GTO, but yeah, I think you don't really want to neglect the the main way that you take advantage of the bad players and the weak regulars, which is just exploiting the fuck out of them and exploiting their weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, that happened to me. Like, I actually only started to realize that, like, I think a month ago. Like, maybe that's the reason for the heater as well, because like I always like, I know, like, was a regular, I always see bet, like, I know, like, an ace-high board when I had the ace as well. And like now I'm just like playing such an exploitative style, and it's just like working out so great because people are just not picking up on it enough, because like the spots are so different in MTTs with the different stack sizes. There's like more players. You don't play too often against the same opponents, and just like when I started really like saying like I only do this fucking play with aces, but I just do not care because he's a fish, and then you go for it and it works out, and it's just like it's great.
Right. You don't really necessarily need to worry about the idea of balance as much, or even, I mean, against some players, you probably have to worry about being balanced at all in a lot of ways, especially in those like post flop type of situations, because like it's kind of, I hate to make this, I don't really like to make too many assumptions when I'm playing poker online against, people I may not know that much, but I mean, you can usually assume that most bad players aren't going to be able to pick up on things like that. Like you can just take the exploitative line and until you have a reason to understand, until you have a reason to actually know for sure, like, oh, this guy is actually picking up on maybe what I'm doing, then you can sort of start adjusting from there.
Yeah.
So what is B-Manchess? RIP 888 Poker ending, I don't know how to, January 16th, official this morning. All right, that's not good.
Shit.
So, wow, I wonder if Pokerstars, I guess Pokerstars is probably going to go down too in Australia. That's obviously very terrible for a lot of the Australians.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true, that's not too great.
It's not too. Weren't you thinking about moving to Australia, Henry?
No, like no way. Like everything in Australia tries to kill you.
Haven't you been talking about that in the GrindNation chat? You've been talking about something about fucking Australia or something like that.
Yeah, but that was like Pav trying to like come to Europe, because in Australia they banned those sites.
That sucks, man. I can't. That's like. I mean,
you
obviously.
lived in Australia, did you?
What do you say?
Did you live in Australia for a while?
Yeah, I lived in Sydney for a while. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, they don't have snow in Australia. It's kind of weird. Well, not too often.
I think they don't have snow. You're right. It's like summer there right now. The Mess Festival season's going on there. It's kind of hot. It's actually not very. It's kind of terrible weather in Sydney. I think in Bondi Beach it's a little bit nice. I mean, I don't know if it's that much nicer there, but I can't. Have you been to Australia before? You said you were in Canada for a while. You've been to Australia?
No, just Canada, pretty much.
I've
been to the USA before as well.
How'd you end up going to Canada? Like, how did that work?
I know, like after school, like I finished school with 17, and I was like, man, I don't know what to do now. And then I worked as a barkeeper for like half a year, and then I just like decided to go to Canada for 6 months and travel through the country, improve my English a little bit, and just I don't know, talk to people.
Who doesn't choose to go to Canada? Why to go to America? You can go to Canada, right? I mean, it makes
I mean, sense. Like Canada is like America in a better way, kind of. I also had like a friend in Vancouver, so it was like a nice place to start and then go from there.
So you just traveled by yourself in Canada?
Yeah. I mean, I just flew there. I like took a plane, and then I was working on some farms in the beginning, like for the first 4 months, and then I bought a car and I traveled around.
You bought a car in Canada?
Yeah, I still have the license plates. I actually stole them at the end.
Wait, how'd you get a light? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know. Like,
what are you doing there? So, what are you doing in Canada? I don't understand. You just like gypsying around?
Yeah, like pretty much. I mean, like it's common for like Germans after school to like travel to another country and like travel through that country for like 6 months or so. And I just did that in Canada, and as I said, I worked with some farms, like make a little bit of money and like just talk to people, hang out with them. And then like I was working at hostel, and someone walked in and asked like, "Do you know someone that wants to buy a car?" And I was like, I know, might have a look, like why not, right? And they were like travelers, so they showed me the car, and they had like blankets in it and everything. And I was like, $600 or something. So I bought the fucking car and like got it licensed in the city as well. Had to get like an insurance or something for another $200, and yeah, since I was working in hostel, I could wash all the things as well. And then I went on a little road trip for like a month or so and just slept in the car.
What? You slept in the car? You slept in this car that you bought from a random person at a hostel who had blankets and was sleeping in their car while you're 18 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously you're fucking nuts. So I mean, that's okay. Like I get it. I can understand that as a fellow crazy person who would do something like that. I can totally get that, and that makes a lot of sense now. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, it was a really long car, so you could sleep in even as a tall guy as I am. So yeah, it was like I even had like so I used to travel from farm to farm or like hostel to hostel and work there, and like check out the area there, and then I went to the next place and like took a bus. So I already had like the next bus booked because it's like cheaper if you book it a week in advance, but I just didn't go there, and then I was just like driving around.
All right, so you go like, how do you get a job at the hostel? Do you go there and say, hey, like
There was like a website for that like connects you there, because the problem for me was I wasn't allowed to work in Canada because
that's what I'm saying. You're breaking some TOS by doing shit like that there.
Yeah, I did so I wasn't allowed to work in Canada because you have to fill out like a ton of papers, and like somehow it got delayed that year, and I wanted to go in February and not wait, so I just went there, and I was like, yeah, I have a lot of money, I have really rich parents that will pay for everything at like the border patrol. And then when I was in the country, I actually didn't I never received money for my work. The deal was always I worked like 5 hours, 5 days a week, and then I get like free food and hospitality. And yeah.
What are you doing? And like, what do you work in the hostel? Are you like cleaning the bathrooms? Are you picking up the sheets?
I was painting like a huge wooden deck in the background of the hostel, like a huge one. Like took me like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. And yeah, that's what I did.
So you came back to Germany and you said, hey, I'm gonna play poker online. Is that kind of how it worked, or what?
No, it's not like I started studying and then I dropped out after like 3 weeks or so, and then I decided to play a little bit of poker, and yeah, that's where it went down.
How'd you find out about poker? From Twitch? Were you watch Jay Carver or Jimmy? Were you watching Jimmy?
No, I actually didn't watch Jimmy. Like I watched as a kid like a little bit of WSOP in the TV, but I actually picked it up again when I saw Jay Carver streaming on Twitch. I was like, holy shit, you're allowed to stream that on Twitch, And I was like, cool. And then like, I don't know, that was like 2 years later I started streaming myself.
So you saw it there and you said, hey, let me try streaming on Twitch. So you started streaming on Twitch from day one?
Yeah, like not really from day one. Like I played a little bit while I was in Canada. Like I played some $60 spin goes with a $100 bankroll and shit like that. And then I just was like, okay, let's take it seriously. Let's deposit $100, run it up on stream, and see how it goes.
And here we are. How much have you made since you started playing poker online? I know, obviously, I know with selling action, and I mean, less fucking tournament world, man. I don't. How do you fucking keep track of that bullshit going on over there? But how has it been so far? Are you up 100,000 maybe yet?
Not quite 100,000, but like I'm not doing too bad. It's like it's not like a huge amount, like an absurd amount, but it's a decent amount. I'm quite happy with it, and yeah, pretty proud of myself actually.
I mean, listen, anytime you can make money in your first year of playing poker, it's obvious. You should be very proud of that. It's something that many people dream about doing. They literally dream. They watch streams on Twitch. They watch your stream, and they fucking dream about it, man. Yeah,
I mean, I get like a lot of messages, and I'm always happy to reply to them and like help people out that want to like get better at the game. And I mean, I think it's like pretty easy. Just start slow, Like a lot of MTT players, they just like binked the Sunday warm-up or something like that, and they had like, I don't know, 30K, and then they just like started playing high stakes and like lost all of it again and shit like that. But like for me, I really like put out a steady grind, and really people saw me progress. I still run some highlights on like breaks where I do like some really, really shitty plays and like a $1 MTT, or like get super hyped about the $2 bounty because it was like a huge part of my bankroll back then, And I think that's what people like as well about the stream. You can really see like me progress and move up the stakes.
So wait a sec, Buhler. You're saying you're not, just because you're winning some money, you're saying that you're not going to start fucking selling action for the 1Ks and start playing live 10Ks right straight away now because you start having some success and you got some people following you on Twitch and there's staking sites set up that make this very easy for you to do. You're saying that's not the path that you'd like to go, huh?
No, I mean, I was playing some 1Ks live last year in London. 888 invited me to the London event there, and that was pretty nice. And I'm going to play like another 800 or 900 euro tournament like in 3 weeks. And I mean, I jumped into some like $250 tournaments as well, but like, it's just that I don't feel that confident yet, Like, it's just like, the value is not too high in those tournaments. I mean, you might win like 10K for first or something, but like I can like win a couple of 2Ks and make an easy money or like easy life, you know?
Uh-oh. Karam in the chat says Buehlero had a 100K roll from rich parents before he knew how poker was played.
That was just a lie.
I don't know.
My parents would be like the last people to like give me money like freely, just because I always worked for my money. You know, when I was 14, I worked somewhere. When I was 50, 60, 17, I was always working. It's not that I grew up like in poverty or anything like that, but like my parents were always like careful that I work for everything. You know, that you appreciate things.
I don't know, man. You know, these guys in the Twitch and then the YouTube chat, they know. You know what I mean? They know everything, man. These guys are the guys in the Twitch chat. I mean, listen, man, I don't know anyone that even says a comment like that. I mean, I don't know. They're probably like they're sitting there and whatever, man. I don't want to send them shots at them. Much love to them, man. What's this about you and a big girl in Canada, man? You on that real lady grind? She ain't a real lady if she ain't 280. I don't know what that is in kilograms. She ain't a real lady if she ain't one. Well, give me some.
It's like half of it, pretty much. 280 is like 140 kilograms, but that's fucking heavy, dude.
I mean, listen. She ain't a real lady if she ain't 140 kilograms, man. Is that what you got into in Alaska or what?
No, like the Alaska Chris story is like actually a story. Okay, so I was drunk once on stream, and like I talked about all times, and then like about the Alaska trip, because like when I bought the car, okay, like I was down in the Rockies somewhere in Golden. It's like a small town there, and from there I drove up the Alaska Highway through like the entire Yukon, then to like Fairbanks, Anchorage, down there, and then like over to Port Valdez and Dawson City. By the way, Dawson City is like the best city in Canada. That's the city you would like. It's just like I think like there's around 1,000 residents, and all of them are like drunk gold miners pretty much, and like a couple of bar keepers as well. And I was like living there for like, I don't know, 3 weeks or something, and like in one of those gold cans, and it was like absolutely ridiculous. Like the shit that went down up there, like so good. And pretty much like the Alaska girls or like real story is just like, you know, it gets lonely up there, and like like we played a game of chess, you know, and that's like pretty much a story, and chat got excited about it.
So what kind of partner are we playing with here? Is this like what kind of grind you on there? I mean, I don't know. I got a lot of questions. I don't got many answers here. Tell me more.
I mean, you know, you gotta realize the situation for me, okay? I'm an 18-year-old kid. I mean, now I'm a 20-year-old kid, but back then I was an 18-year-old kid.
Okay.
I'm like in the middle of nowhere with my shitty car. Haven't been to the hairdresser for like, I don't know, like 10 months or something. I look like a fucking Wookiee or something. And yeah, and then you're like in this fucking situation, like nowhere in Canada, and like I took a German girl with me. And because she was like in what was this called? Whitehorse. And like it's like a 6-hour drive to the city, and well, we stayed together, and that was pretty much it. Like there's not too much to talk about in that story.
So she's the girl?
Yeah, she's the girl like that I was talking about when I was drunk.
What kind of tell me more about her.
There's not too much to talk about her. Like, I mean, that was like 2 years ago. Like she was just like a German girl. Like I think she was like 25 or something.
She a big girl, huh?
Not a big girl. No, not at all actually. But just like I wouldn't say like the prettiest girl I've ever met in my life.
You wouldn't bring her on the Twitch stream for the Twitch chat to check out then?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like whatever. Like if she's down for it, sure. But like I don't even know where she lives. Like we are not in contact or anything like that. I mean, when you live, like we were like traveling for like, I took her up to Dawson City, and then I like took her with me to through like through Alaska. And like, I mean, if you spend like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks with someone all the fucking time, it gets annoying, you know?
Listen, guys, I feel like from what the chat tells me this is some epic stories in here. I feel like I'm missing out on some parts. I feel like we got to get a couple drinks in you. We got to get you a little because I feel like I'm missing out on some solid parts here. And I'd like to know, man, listen, man, we all hook up with some girls, man, listen, man, I know plenty of girls during my masturbation prop bet. I wouldn't have brought some of these girls on stream. I'm just going to come tell you like it is, man. You got to fucking admit it sometimes. You got to take accountability for your actions, right? Bring him on stream, not gonna be able to do it, man. It just happens. It happens
The
sometimes.
problem about the girl story there is just like it got hyped up, you know. There was like I was drunk on stream like 10 months ago, you know, and since then we had that command in my chat. I don't know what the command is. It's like a girl, and then it says like she was the best girl, but in Alaska you gotta take what you get or stuff like that.
Listen, man. Listen, some of these guys in the chat right now, I mean, these guys will fucking take anything they can get. They're on the AGG grind, Buehlero. I'm just trying to get up on anything girl grind, man. Listen, man. 8 through 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, fucking big girl, small girl, tall girl, short girl, fat girl, real girl, any girl, man. These fucking guys, come on, man. Can't take these fucking dorks seriously. Come on, can't take.
Yeah, but like that's
seriously, man. They just trying to get up on anything, Buehlero. You know what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not too much more to that story. Like it's just, I know it just got hyped up a little bit too much. I would say.
Yeah, man, it happens. Shout out to my buddy Daniel D'Agostino. What's up, brother? What's happening, man? What's happening, man? Let me see what else we got in the chat, man. Let's get some shout outs, man. We got my buddy Joe Novella, my wizard assistant, putting in great work as always for everything that I'm doing right now with the GTO Club and my content. Much love, man. Oh, we got my hooker aficionado in the chat, Ali Bro. What's up, Ali Bro Papi? Shout out to Thailand, man. Shout out to the lady boy grind, man. She ain't a real lady if she don't got something in her hand and her pants, man. Who else we got in the chat right now? Scott F, what's up, brother? What's happening, man? Hans Worst, man. We got some weird ass commenters in the chat, but I like you, weird motherfucker. So, man, I appreciate you. Who else we got on YouTube today, man? Eon Quinn, Bost Nega, Allen, Stanis, 1987. What's up, Stanis? YouTube, who else we got? YouTube. In before butchering by Joey. Listen, Pajavec, I ain't seen you say a motherfucking screen name in your life, son. All right? So until you record a video of you saying everybody's screen name, be coming at me with that bullshit, man. Don't be coming at me with that bullshit, man. Meet Kim Jong Joey. What's up, Hootie K? BMC, smoke on it. What's up, man? Outline 1561. What's up, man? Let's talk about kind of with your poker, man. So what are kind of, you got some poker goals? You got a vision for yourself? You got somewhere that you might like to get? You know, come 2017 or come sometime in the near future? Is this something that you plan to do for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, this is definitely what I want to do. Like, I mean, it's a dream, you know, I'm traveling around, I'm like making money, I'm having a good time. Like, what is not to laugh there, you know? I mean, goal-wise, it's just like moving up the stakes, you know, like I'm pretty needy on bankroll management, you know, I'm like not the most exciting guy to have in the pot, I feel, because I just like slow and steady grind it up. And yeah, I mean, I just want to like, I just want to play like all the big buy-ins on a regular basis, you know, that's pretty much about it. Right now I play like everything up to 109s and yeah.
So I guess for those, are you selling a lot of action for those? What's sort of your approach?
No, not at all. I mean, those are the ones I play with my bankroll. I mean, I sell some action just for the lulz, just for the fun, because like the chat wants to have a sweat or something like that, and yeah.
How much mark you ain't charging? You ain't charging a lot. How much markup you charging, Henry?
1.2, like
okay.
0.2 markup then.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I was hoping I wasn't hearing something too out of line, man. You know, these Twitch streamers, man, they be charging some crazy markup on things I've been seeing. I
mean, you know, if people buy it, that's like up to them. I always say, it's like, yeah. I mean, if someone wants to pay like a markup of 6, then like pay a markup of 6. You know, it's like it's always up to him. I wouldn't never do that, and I tell people that it's not profitable investment to like fucking invest that much. But like, if you want to, then like go for it.
All right, what is this fucking guy in chat? He sometimes says that he has staked for $82 tournaments. Can we know who his backer is? What do you guys care for? Who's back? I don't get
like I'm not even back. Like I'm not sure what this.
That's what I'm saying. He just what do people care? Like, are you you want to message his backer? Listen, guys in the chat, man. You guys ask some really the things that you're concerned about other people. Just forget about them, man. Worry about your fucking self. Worry about who you're backed by. Don't worry about who Buehlero is backed by. I mean, come on, like. Honestly, guys, this is my goal for 2017, man. Is to empower some of you motherfuckers out there in the chat and Twitch and YouTube, man. I really want to. I got to do my best. I got to do my part because I can't be seeing people concerned about who's. I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't. I don't know. I can't. Sorry, man. I'm getting fired up right now. I see some of these guys. I get fired up, man. They need Jesus, Buehlero. They need
Jesus, man. Those motherfuckers need Jesus.
Fucking Jesus, man. Always an ace on the river, man. It's just,
yeah.
Does he like being pegged? That's actually a fair question. I'm gonna assume he doesn't, but
wait.
I'm not even gonna ask the question. You know what that means?
Wait, what?
Never mind.
Like, what was the question?
Do you like being pegged?
I have no idea what that means.
Listen, I don't like being pegged, and I know what that is because my friend Ebony said it was one of her goals in life to peg a man, and she told me what it meant, and I said,
"Oh shit."
I said, hell no. No, I said, no, there no pegging happening over here, sweetheart. You know, ain't nobody doing nothing like that to me, man. That ain't, yeah, that ain't about, I ain't about that life, man. I'm not about that life. So I guess, so what's your strategy in terms of building up the audience? So I know you do a lot of Snapchat stuff. I tell you've been studying the likes of our friend Doug Polk. In terms of your Snapchat being like a big shout out to your followers, do you have any sort of approach that you take with that?
I'm not really a social media person. Like, I just do this because I have a Twitch stream now, and like my private Facebook account, I haven't posted anything there for like a month, because I really don't care actually. I'm just like, people are interested in what I do like off the field now, and I'm like, okay, like let's show you what I usually up to. I'm not doing like super much, especially in the winter, like in the summer I do like a bunch of sports, like go out motorbiking, like I love motorbiking. And yeah, I mean, like my way to like up the game or like get more followers is just like put out a lot of content, like constantly ship tournaments. I mean, like every time you tune into my stream, I'm on a fucking final table, and that's like exciting, and people like to see that. And yeah, just like become better, the better you get, the higher stakes you play, the more FTs you make, the higher stakes you play, the more people tune in. And yeah,
what a refreshing outlook. My God, I feel like I'm running so well with some of these recent podcast guests. It's just a refreshing outlook to say that I want my play to speak for myself, and that's just not how people really. I feel like people in poker they don't have that approach. They don't want to. They're trying to sort of shortcut things by letting their other stuff speak for themselves instead of their play, their results, their work ethic, and their approach to the game and their mindset. They're trying to let these other variables with Twitter and with the click that you roll with and the fucking people that you get in, the opportunities that you can get in terms of getting your name out there. That and how you can sell the minute you can sell action, you're just fucking selling action. And people just don't really have that approach where they say, hey, I want my game, I want my content, I want what I am and who I am to just speak for itself. And I'm not gonna, have this sort of genius marketing promotion and have this sort of concocted effort in terms of to get you to pay attention to me. I'm gonna focus on what I'm doing. And if you notice me, you do, but I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep improving, and that's gonna be my strategy.
Yeah, I mean, like what I never understand is like all the Twitter beef that's going down, Like I just wonder, like, how do you care that much? Like it's just like I would never invest the time. I'm always just like, I always see it like pop up and then like someone is reacting to his tweet and then someone is like, oh, how could he say that? And let's play fucking heads up for Rose. Like I'm just always like, I could never care like that much about anything to get involved in that shit. Like I don't even have like I don't want to spend my time like I don't know, like tweeting out and like insulting that guy and shit. Like I just don't get it, that's definitely not my world, I'm just the small grinder here and just wants to have a good time, wants to hang out. Like I have so many regulars in my Twitch chat that I know really, really well, and I really care about them. And it feels like a family there, and I'm really interested in how these guys are doing and what's going on in their life. But like, just like all this social media and then like, I don't know, like talking about him and he talks about him and shit like that. I just like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Listen, man, I'm pretty much with you. That's why kind of when me and Doug were doing table talk and we're talking about topics, people are like, you need to research more. You don't know these. I'm like, listen, I have not paid attention to what other people are doing for like the last 6 years. I don't know. Like I literally, when people like other people in poker, they like try like gossip, like have gossip stuff or say stuff to me. I say, I literally don't know about any of this. All I've been doing is just focusing on what I'm doing these past, like, I just focus on what I'm doing. I don't even know who a lot of people are in poker, even though like that should be my job in theory to know who people are. But I just like, I don't really know what people are doing because I'm even now I'm focused on what I'm doing with GTO Club, building that into something that's going to be a massive thing in the entire, not just the poker world, but the actual world too, and content and on here. And so when it comes to spending time on Twitch, I don't really spend too much time on Twitch at all. I mean, I'll pop in some of the GrindNation guys on there. When Big Papi J Nanda streams some PLO, I'll hop in there. When Doug streams some PLO, I'll hop in there. When Adrian Phoenix, shout out to my boy Adrian, when he's getting crazy out of line in Colombia, I'll hop in there. Or when fucking Buehlero's at a final table, 3-betting the small blind with some ace-8 offsuit type bullshit hand, talking about taking it to the fucking streets and c-betting without having a fucking clue why he's c-betting, man. I'm in there, man. I'm in, man. I remember that. That was one of the first time I saw you play. You 3-bet like ace-8 from the small blind and like just talk about like taking to the streets. I'm like, man, he's crazy, but I like him. I was like, Doug, this kid's got like hyper aggression with like without much reason, without much like rhyme behind it. But I think he's got potential, man.
I mean, people are just fucking nits. They always fold on the third street, and sometimes they don't. You know, then it's a punt. But you know, gotta go for it.
Exactly, man. I mean,
you know,
that's like one of the big mid-stakes cash beating things is that people cannot handle relentless aggression. And when you get really good at relentless aggression and putting that on opponents and realizing, hey, this type's going to give up in this spot, but these types are just folding so much in these spots to make it profitable. I mean, that's a big fucking key to beating mid-stakes. I'm assuming it's like that with tournaments as well, too, is that people just don't know how to handle with these super aggressive high variance spots. And they usually are going to err on the side of less variance just because it makes sense. And especially in tournaments where you have tournament lives on the line, it makes sense for them to just err on the side of caution. Therefore, if you can come up with an aggressive strategy to play against that, and obviously it's going to be ups and downs. It's going to take trial and error. You're going to make some 3-barrels and you're like a fucking idiot, right? It just happens. But if you keep working at that, I mean, that's always been my strategy with PLO is just hyper aggressive and yeah, it works to get to high stakes, that's for sure. And then you start playing against guys that they're ready for the variance, they're ready to take it to the streets with you, and that's where the real game begins. That's when it starts to get fun.
Yeah, I mean, people just get like, I don't know, too tight, and then they realize, oh man, like look at all these pay jumps, like he definitely has it here, like he's never bluffing, you know. And then it's just like people are too tight. Like as soon as I am the chip lead on the final table, like that's the reason I win so many tournaments lately as well. It's just because like I am on the fucking FT like this. I'm getting into the FT like 6 out of 8, and I win the flip because I'm running hard, and suddenly I'm like 2 out of 7, you know. And then you just put in the aggression, you just like go for the barrels, you open like everything, and yeah, and you just win, you know, because people didn't like to defend.
Yeah, I don't want people to get like a bad idea about this strategy we're talking about, because the thing is, when you play an aggressive strategy like this, and this is kind of what you perfect and what you master and get better at, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to make some fucking bad plays, and it's going to take a while for you to understand that. And where at cash games, you just reload. At tournaments, it's a little tougher because then you're busted out of the tournament. So I guess for you, what's been your process of like learning, hey, this play might not be that good, you know, because I feel like certain people just don't pick up on that, and it seems like you're able to pick up on things like that.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I watched like a bunch of training videos. I also talked with like some friends, and I also reviewed a bunch of my own play, you know. And right now I'm really happy with my strategy, and it's working out great at the mid stakes. And yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's mostly like reviewing my own sessions actually, and you know, just like thinking more about ranges in general, you know. Like people will obviously, like when you 3-bet them, they always defend like the same amount of hands, and then like certain boards they just do not hit, you know. And then you can just abuse that you have the range advantage, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really super much to it.
Simple, right? I mean, listen, I agree with you. I think when I talk about PLO, and I'm working with a lot of guys getting better at PLO, I say this is like simple, it's easy, right? It's simple, but maybe it's not simple, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have these moments where I'm emotional. Do I even know anything about this game, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I've been getting better, you know? Like, now I just better if I have the backdoor flush draw and something like that, you know? Mixing something that gives us a little bit more potential. And yeah, since I'm doing that, I'm doing better as well. But sometimes you just have these moments, man, where like I had these moments like once a month, I feel like, man, do I actually know anything about this game? And then you just continue studying, and you're like, yeah, I actually know something, but like there's still so much left.
I mean, it should be like that for the rest of the time that you play poker. That's how it should be. I mean, I still have moments like that. Today I was putting when I made this video today, the hand versus sauce, where he had king 3-6, I have ace 10-7. I literally learned something from that. Doing that video, I learned like 2 things. I learned like 3 things, and I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like I'm still learning. I feel like I feel like I know PLO pretty damn well, but even now I'm still learning. Every day I feel like I still learn, and I still get better and better and better at something, at least thinking about it constantly and just having it in my mind. And I think that's a big thing that you kind of talked about was just thinking about ranges and just thinking about, kind of how can I get better? How can I play this better? So now you have that sort of approach where, okay, my opponents are defending this range as a standard. Well, let me build a strategy that plays against that range really well when it comes from this type of opponent, when it comes from this type of opponent, when it comes from this type of opponent. And then once you start getting better at that, you start thinking about that. Well, is that the right strategy? Well, let me try this. So let me try that. And then you sort of like, you take that one spot with that one type of range and you just keep building on that and perfecting that and perfecting that. And, like that's sort of simple, right? But that's kind of how the game works is you kind of just, you try to just really get, I always tell people, just try to get really, really, really good in one or two spots. And all the other spots will get better naturally when you do that.
Yeah. I mean, I reviewed some hands from that I played like 3 months ago, and I was like, holy shit, that is so horrible, And then I don't know, in 2 months I will look back and I'm like, holy shit, that is so horrible, And always like that, it's just like constant progression.
Well, give me an example. What's something that you saw that you were like, oh, that was fucking bad?
I know, like in the past, I used to 3-bet like a lot of like offsuit aces, like you talked about.
I've seen it. I've seen the receipt. I literally watched you one time. You kept 3-betting the offsuit. I'm like, this kid loves 3-betting offsuit aces. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, you got the ace blocker, man. You got to respect.
I know. I got the blocker. He's like, king of ace king. I got the blocker. You got ace. Like, well, kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. It is true. But like, I was definitely like 3-betting too much at one point. But like, yeah, it's just always like that. And I know I just made like some horrible plays. I got like caught up in like some where I stopped like c-betting and shit like that. Or I didn't c-bet enough anymore. And I mean, it's like obviously the game's always changing. You see that, try to implement that into your game, then you realize, oh, it's not really working out, and then you try something else. Like, I mean, if you do not fail, you do not become better as well. So sometimes you just gotta like experiment in some spot and see if you would fold top pair in that spot or something like that. And yeah,
man, that's been my approach to everything I've done, buddy. Experiment to the extreme one way. We dial it back a little bit, go the other way, dial it back a little bit, go in the middle, I do that with everything now, even with YouTube stuff. I do that now. Try new video series, try new ideas, try this, put out one video of this, put out some tweet. Like, I mean, it's kind of, I do with everything I'm doing right now. And I think that's a great, I mean, you kind of did that. You kind of going through Canada, right? I mean, you could have, something bad could have happened there and you would have learned from that experience. And I'm sure,
I mean, some shit happened, but like, I mean, yeah.
Like what?
Well, okay, like I was in Dawson City, which is like already like so far up north, okay? Like it's in the middle of nowhere. And then there's like this, it's called the Dempster Highway, which is like another like 500 kilometers. I guess it's like around 300-mile highway that goes like even further north to like some fucked up city where like some people like get oil or some shit like that. I don't really know what's going on up there. But like the Dempster Highway is like, it's a myth, You want to beat the Dempster if you're up there, okay? So I have like this shitty car, 13-year-old tires, as they told me later, because like the tires were like so dead. Like they didn't have profile at all. Like they were just like so dead. And it's a road just fully out of gravel, mud, and shit like that. It's like, it's not asphalt, or it's just like gravel. So me and this shitty ass car like drive up there, and like all the other cars that are driving there are just like Jeeps and shit like that, And then there's like me with my car, and I'm just like, let's do it, And I actually made it up there, but then on the way back, I went downhill, and it was raining like crazy, and it was like this muddy road, and I couldn't like steer anymore, and I was just like going down, and then boom, right on the right hand side into the ditch. Then I waited like 2 hours, somebody pulled me out, and the car was actually still working. So I was able to drive the car, but the car was like going like this, like the wheel was always going like this, and it was like fucking crazy. And yeah, and then I actually eventually made it home, not home, but like back to Dawson City, and then I sold the car there to someone that wanted to do ice racing with it. Like they actually do like ice racing with old cars up there when the river freezes in winter. And then I decided, okay, oh god, like another bad decision there. I decided to hitchhike from Dawson City to Whitehorse. That's like a way of like 6 hours. That's like the one road, and there's not like too many cars, but there's actually a decent amount of cars. So I start start my session. You know.
No, I don't know. By the way, no, I don't know. No, you know, no, I don't know. But keep going.
Okay, but the bus was like $100, and I was like, come on, like $100 for like 6-hour ride, like come on, ain't nobody got the money for that. So I was like hitchhiking, okay, and then like instantly, like after 5 minutes, somebody stopped and like picked me up, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Then he was like, yeah, my house is up there. And he drove me like for 2 minutes and left me out again. I was like, what the fuck is this? It happened like 3 more times, and I was already on the street for like, I know, like 4 hours or so, and I made like 20 minutes of the 6-hour ride, okay? And I was already losing it. And then I was like in the middle of nowhere where this guy like dropped me off because he wanted to go up the Dempster highway, and I was just waiting there, okay? And then like a fucking dog came out of the woods. Like a fucking big dog. And I never...
Real story?
This is a fucking real story, okay? Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, there's a fucking dog coming out, and like the dog is just like I guess back there somewhere behind the woods, there was like some homes or something. But like this fucking big dog's next to me. And he was just chilling there, like next to me. And everybody every car that drove by thought the dog actually belonged to me. And they didn't want to pick up a fucking like stranger with a dog, you know? That's at least what I figured. And I was like, come on, like dog, just fuck off. Like what is this? Like, it's a fucking huge dog next to me, and like who wants to pick up a hitchhiker with a huge dog? And I was like waiting there for like 2 or 3 hours, cars just passing by. I'm like, oh my god. And then eventually like this dog, like he was pretty young, I think, and he was like playing with I had a big backpack, and he was like playing with the cords or something, and he was like constantly like snapping at the cords. And then at just one point I was like completely maniac, like I got a big stick, like I fucking hit the shit out of that dog.
You abused that dog?
The dog fucking attacked me, like he actually bit me in my hand and shit.
He was sitting by you for 2 or 3 hours. All of a sudden, he just randomly attacked you. I find that hard to believe.
Like that's the reason I figure he's young, because like he was playing with the cords. Okay, so then he was just like always jumping up to my arm and like biting in it, but like just for fun. I figure like he was just like he was young and had like a good time. So I fucking beat him with the fucking stick, and then he like eventually ran away. And like I waited for another 3 hours till someone picked me up and like drove me down. But like shit like that really I don't know, like builds you as a human. Because
how long were you waiting outside?
Like fucking 8 hours or something.
You got the worst fucking hitchhike strategy of all time. It sounds like, bro. Why don't you
it's a fucking street where like a car passes by like every fucking 20 minutes.
Ain't there like a place you could have got dropped off? This ain't, dare I say, not GTO. What's happening here, man? This is one of the craziest.
I mean, it wasn't a GTO strategy, but like, who is the fucking dog like coming out of nowhere? You know, like, what do you want me to do?
Friend, why don't you just take the dog with, man? He sounds like a nice guy.
He fucking bit me
after like 3 hours.
Yeah.
He's probably like, come on, let's get, you brought some love, man. What are you talking? Come on.
Like, I was in the middle of nowhere, you know, you got to realize that, like, if I didn't, like, I don't want to be there for the night, you know, like, if nobody picks me up. In the middle of nowhere,
why didn't you, like, go to, like a how much?
Okay, so, like, somebody drove me to, up here.
Somebody random dropped you off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'll explain it to you. Up here, there's, like, Dawson City, and down here is Whitehorse, where I wanted to go, which is like a big city in Yukon with like 20,000 residents. And it's like 6-hour drive, okay? And then from Dawson, there's like one straight street going down to Whitehorse.
Okay.
And shortly after Dawson, there's like the Dempster Highway that I drove up and down, like 20 kilometers, something, to the Dempster Highway, and then goes up. And the guy drove me till there, and then he went up to Dempster, but I had to go this way, so he dropped me off there. But there's like a tank station, or not a tank station, a gas station, but it's like all fully automatic, so there's no one there. And so that's where I was and waited for someone else to like actually drive down to Whitehorse. Okay. So if no one would arrive or like would pick me up, I was like 20 kilometers away from the fucking city.
So why'd you beat the dog? I don't understand why you beat the dog though, man. The dog,
he fucking beat me, man. It's just like
guide. It was like destiny. You were destined to meet this dog in the middle of the woods in this middle of this.
Like, it was all nice, but I was fucking scared. Like, there's a fucking big dog out of nowhere, and like he's jumping at you and they're biting you in your arm and shit. Like I don't know who that dog is. Like he might kill me or some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never been in that fucking situation that you're in the middle of nowhere and a fucking dog is attacking you. What do you want me to do? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just want to get out of here, you know? Like, someone pick me up.
Listen, man. Sometimes, yeah. Look, I might start trying to find some I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Listen, I would have got the goddamn bus ticket first of all. Okay, I wouldn't have been leaving. I wouldn't have been.
Yeah, but that's like so casual, you know. It's like so casual. Like I would never be able to tell the story on the pod if I would take the bus ticket, you know. And like Queen Bee, okay, I did start walking towards where I was going, but it was like a fucking 6-hour drive already. So I was like walking there for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes, but like the dog kept on following me.
He didn't sound like he's biting you then. Why'd you gotta hit him?
Because he was biting me eventually when I was walking, because I like, all right, so I have this big backpack. Okay, I'm walking down the street and I think like the cords were like bouncing around and he like jumped at those cords and bit them. And then like he was like on a roll and then he like started like jumping up to me from the sides and like really jumping up like a big dog, you know, like I almost fell down. And then like eventually like started like, you know, jumping at my fucking arm and shit.
Damn, man, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, man, we can get the dog. Let me get a dog smiley face in the chats or something like that. That's some crazy
Yeah, Frank
stuff.
can see that is.
My God, man, fucking Michael Vick over here, guy. I know you don't know Michael Vick, man, but you remind me of Michael Vick right now.
Like yeah,
he's an American athlete who got charged with dog fighting, got locked up in federal prison for a couple years, and he was shunned by the entire United States of America for this.
I didn't hit him in the face. I hit him like on his back a couple of times.
Yeah. Listen, man. You got to say whatever. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, it's not like I like dogs and I like cats, but like, you know, if like someone's trying to like fucking like bite me in my hand and shit, like, come on. It was like also friendly, man. I should have made like pictures, but like I was actually like scared as fuck back then.
Man, too bad you didn't have the YouTube. Then you could have made some pretty sick video blogs. You hitchhiking.
I have like some pretty sick pictures actually, like from my car and shit. Like my car after the Dams to High was just like an entire big mud thing, you know. Like you couldn't see anything. It was just completely full of mud.
So let me get this straight. So you're in Canada. You're working illegally. You bought a car with blankets in it that had 13-year-old tires. You beat a dog. You hitchhiked 6 hours from city to city. You drove your car off a road and had to get it towed off out of the ditch.
Yeah, but not by like a professional. Everybody up there has like a tow rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. When are you going back to Canada? I can't wait.
I mean, I'm actually like, I plan to go back in like, I don't know, a year or two, and like visit some friends from there.
Well, we better hope the Canadian immigration doesn't see this podcast, because I don't know if they're gonna let you back in again next time, man. I don't know if they're gonna let you back in, man. God damn, kid. So you say you got planned coming up. You're going to a live event. Where's the live event at?
And Rosvadov, it's like in the Czech Republic, but like at the German borders. All the Germans are going there to play. And
that sounds fun.
Yeah, and actually my grandma lives like 1 hour away from there, so I can visit her as well. Perfect combination.
You gonna hitchhike to go see her too?
No, I'm gonna take a car.
Okay,
I'm not like think about hitchhiking. Like
I listen. I don't normally ask that question, but
I mean, like my car died. You know, like I'm 18 years old. Like I don't like. It's not like $100 is a lot of money back then. You know, like I mean, it still is like $100. Like come on, and I mean, if you hitchhike, you meet some people. You know, and like on the bus, it's just all like these old people. Also.
Okay, I guess. I guess that's true. You do meet some people. You're right. If they pick you up,
I met them. Like, they were actually nice. One of those guys was German as well. So,
So plan is you got this live event. You're not going to hitchhike there, and then outside of that, just kind of keep playing poker, keep grinding, keep working.
Yeah, I mean, like my plan is to like play poker on Twitch, and then like every 6 months or so go to a live event. I mean, I'm also moving to Amsterdam most likely pretty soon, like in a couple of months. Because right now I live like close to Basel, Switzerland, and yeah, it's just like I want to go to Amsterdam to live there for a while.
Jane Andes, don't you live in Basel?
Yeah, Jane Andes lives like 10 minutes away from me. Actually, we talked about it like 2 days ago.
Wait a second, Jane Andes lives 10 minutes away from you?
Yeah, I was born in the city he currently lives in.
Really?
Yeah, like we talked about like doing a stream together as well. Gotta figure some things out. And
why not, man? You got to get over to Jane Andes. He'll take you out, man. Listen, Jane Andes is the man, dude. He'll take you around, show you around town.
I actually watch Jane Andes stream as well. Like I do not care about like. Okay, sorry, man. I know where I'm at. Like I don't want to become good at PLO or anything. I just really enjoy like watching a stream, and like it's like a fucking whistle to me. You know, I don't get anything that's going on, and I'm like, holy shit, like this is cool.
Excuse me, what did you say?
No, PLO is great.
Okay. Appeal is great, you said?
Yes, really great.
Okay. All right. I agree. I agree. Okay.
No, it's just too many cards for me, man. I'm not smart enough quite yet. This kid is fucking hilarious. Shout out to Tom or Marty.
Well, PLO, great game, you said, right?
Yeah, really great. Not just great game, you know? That wouldn't be enough for the great game of PLO.
Great game. You just too many cards for you personally.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. Okay. All right. Okay. So wait, Jay Nandez was 10 minutes away. You gotta go hang out with him, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll show you the ropes, man. He'll show you the ropes. You like women? Jay Nandez will meet women. He's a professional woman meter. He's like 7 feet tall, man. He's like this man. Listen, man. Not many more GTO guys probably to go meet some women with than Jay. I mean, you know, Jay Nandez you might need to tell him to leave the glasses at home when you go out on the women grind, but you know, he's gonna bring the game, man. So shout out to Jay. We need to get Jay Nandez back on the podcast, man. I just released the unlost.
Yeah, I watched actually the first hour of that.
It's good.
Jay Nandez, like a good guy to have in the pod, I think.
Yeah, he was talking way too much strategy back for June 2015 version of the podcast, I think. So
yeah, like I think he knows so much about life and like general like goal setting, how to get like achieve these goals and stuff like that. I think that's like really interesting.
You know where that comes from? That comes from learning, reading.
Oh, yeah, I actually just read the one thing, how to something. It's a really good book.
You read something, how to something?
No, the one thing. It's like how to exceed it, and then some more words that I don't understand.
How to exceed at some things you don't understand?
Oh, wait, give me 1 second, man. Where's this fucking book?
What fucking learner is this guy? You know what book you read? It's a great book. You don't know what it's called.
Oh, okay. Like it's completely different. It's the one thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results.
Okay, what's the one thing?
That's the question, man. Like the one thing is the thing you got to find for yourself that you like work towards and like put all your attention to. Because like if you spread yourself and like if you dance on too many weddings, you do not get anything done, you know? So there's like the one thing you got to focus, which is for me, like become a good poker player, because when I become a good poker player, people will tune into the stream and so on. So for me, like the one thing is become good at poker. I mean, for you, it might be something different, you know? So everybody has its one thing, and yeah. Pretty good book, actually.
That was my thing for 9 years. So get good at poker. That was my main goal for 9 years. That was my number one thing in life. And yeah, great. It's a great goal to have. It's a great goal. It's a great thing to do. Let me see some comments in the chat. We'll take a couple questions from the chat here, guys. Let me see. This dude has no woman GTO. Conf or no?
Like,
no?
Has no woman GTO? Like that? Like is the question? Like what? I don't get it. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like it's one of those like sentences that works in two different ways.
I mean, like, you know, I'm a lot on the grind, but like on online grind, not too big on the girl grind right now. Mainly because I know it's just like a lot of work, you know. Like it sounds kind of weird, but like it's a lot of work.
Nah, it's tough. I'm telling you, it's time consuming, brother. It's time consuming. You got to text, you got to call. They fall in love. You got to want to hang out with them, and you start wanting to see them some more.
Like,
they want
I fucking hate texting. Like text is the worst thing. I never text. Like never ever. I only said voicemail. It's just like to type because you to text.
You're not gonna like dating it in 2017, then, Henry, because people are texting these days.
Yeah, fucking hate people, man. That's why I stay inside and just grind all day. You know.
You hate people. And you hate dogs. So you hate dogs and people, but you on Twitch and hitchhike with dogs?
Yeah. Nah,
we're finding out a lot about you.
I'm just kidding.
You better not talk to me for too long, man. I get shit out of people, buddy. I study this stuff, man. I want to get people to open up, man. You're lucky I'm not digging in here, man. I'm being
like, for me, like, it's not that I hate like everyone, you know. I have like a bunch of friends. It's just that I'm just like pretty lazy generally, you know. I have like this one friend.
You're not lazy. What are you talking? You're not.
No, I'm just lazy when it comes to like friendship and all that stuff. You know, I have like this one friend.
You're selfish.
I mean, I would say everyone is selfish.
Well, there's some people are more selfish than others, though.
Yeah, that's
like,
for sure.
I'm selfish. No, I'm self-admittedly. That's how I became good at poker, was by being extremely selfish and not really considerate of many other people, because I put all of my mental energy into this one thing. And And I didn't really become self-aware of that until a couple years into it, until I was like, oh shit, that's
I mean,
probably
like,
not.
you know, I have like a couple of friends, and like, I mean, I'm doing like shit for them, you know, like I bring them a kebab or shit like that, you know, like stuff like that. I don't mind that too much, but I'm just like not the guy that organizes a lot of stuff, you know, like for example, for New Year's Eve, like I wouldn't give a shit whatever I'm doing. Like I'm on New Year's Eve morning, I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on. Then I call like my buddy, like, do you want to hang out tonight? Yes, okay, let's go to a bar or something, you know. But then I have like, luckily I have this one friend, and he like always like says like, okay, we're gonna drive there, then we meet up with those guys, we can stay there and hang out with them. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go for it, you know. But like I'm not the guy that actually you know, does that, you know, who actually like like, as I said, like works towards that. I just like I'm happy that I have him, and that he like that they say stuff like that. But I'm not the guy that says like, hey, you want to come over, you know.
But that doesn't have to do with you hating people, though. That's like a separate. That's a separate thing altogether.
I mean, that was just a little joke, you know, just like the classic dirty basement grinder.
Okay.
I mean,
People
are
from the
nice.
chat here. Let me see what we got out here, man. Let me see what we got out here. Jonas Palsgad, what's up, puppy?
Oh, Jonas.
What's up? What's up, Jonas? What's happening, brother? What's happening, man? Jay Nandez says, what are his goals with Twitch?
With Twitch, actually, I don't really have that many goals with Twitch itself. I just want to continue grinding, and like I do not need many goals for Twitch, because I gain a lot from Twitch, which isn't like money, but which is motivation, which is the chance to talk to some great minds. I mean, I'm fucking talking to you now. You know, if I was like a 1-year-old dirty basement grinder without like a fucking Twitch stream, we would never talk, you know? I'm talking to you like a couple of months ago. You helped me out a ton when I had like some issues with taking time off and shit.
Shout out to me.
I have like great minds to talk strategy with, and you know, so I'm gaining a lot from Twitch, besides obviously some money as well. So I don't really need that many goals. I just want to continue growing, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Giannis Vesely says, why don't you post YouTube videos anymore?
The problem with YouTube is that you always got to put in the title, oh my god, so much money, $4,500, you know? And
you don't have to, I promise.
Yeah, okay, but if you want to be successful, it helps a lot to do these.
I disagree. I literally never, I don't think I didn't try putting any titles for any of my videos I did before for a long time. If the content,
yeah, but are you like doing as good as you could?
Clickbait crazy titles in there. You don't need to do what Doug does with the videos. Like fucking Christ, like all the, you know, man. By the way, listen, I got to rant for a fucking second. I got to rant, and it's about these motherfuckers. It's about these. Listen, okay, it's about these poker video blogger guys. Okay, now I get it, right? I get it. You're going to play 1 fucking 3. You're playing 4 hands. I get it, right? But some of these guys, I mean, motherfucker, man. It's like they got the fucking like this is their fucking thumbnail with a picture like this, 1 strike down or some shit like that, and they're like, yeah, I played 1-3 and fucking raised kings and flop came ace high. Aggressive guy. I'm like, wait, I get it. People have different things, but man, the videos are like a clickbait title, and then like the thumbnail or this, like I was doing some fucking weird shit, and I get it, man. That's GTO for that, right? I get it. That's GTO, but man, it makes me laugh. I mean,
yeah.
What people want to see? Is that what people want to see? They want to see me fucking load up my camera. All right, I'm gonna play some on the computer right now. Oh, I got pocket. I got ace 4 6 7. Okay, we're gonna call here, and then I mean, it's like you're basically seeing a live. You're seeing a live. Like, what's different than seeing an online session with 3 hands? It's like you I just don't get it. I don't. But they know more people play live. People don't play online. They want to see that. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna fucking put my camera on myself. I'm gonna record myself waking up. I'm gonna record myself walking over to the computer. I'm gonna put my fucking camera right here and show me folding a couple hands and then playing 3 hands and put that as a live poker video blog. And that's what they like. I mean, it's crazy. I don't get it, man.
I mean, I just like this
live poker's killing me. The fucking camera. I just
$5,000 lost.
Lost $5,000. Like, I got it. Okay.
But like, I mean, and the second issue that I have with YouTube, you know, is that with YouTube I do not have like anything like the view. the people that watch my YouTube videos, I don't know anything about them, you know?
Bang,
Like,
bang.
I just frankly do not care what they are doing, you know? And that is kind of sad, you know? Because like there's never really too much of interaction. They comment onto YouTube, say like, hey, I really enjoyed the video. I'm like, hey, thank you. But then like I do not know anything about them, you know? But like in Twitch, you start talking, then you get like different points of views, and it's just like it's a good time. That's why I love like Twitch so much more over YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like YouTube way more than Twitch. I mean, I'm not trying to fucking conversate with some of these guys on a regular basis, man. I'm fine seeing them once in a while in the chat. Buehlero, I'm happy with that, man. Listen, I'm good. I'm okay with that, man. Listen, I got love for you Twitch guys. You know, I got love for the weirdos, man. Shout out to the weirdos, the hardcores, the stalkers, the freaks, the crazy people. Like, listen, the big girls, fat girls, small girls, tall girls, real ladies. Listen, I got love for all you weird motherfuckers, man. Okay, I get it. A lot of you guys are out there. I got love, man. All right, I got love. But I ain't trying to hang out with y'all every day in the chat on Twitch, man. I mean, it's just. But I got love for him, man. Obviously, you got a lot of love for him too.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Like that's the thing. YouTube is like a weird place, man. Like for me, I'm just a Twitch guy. I mean, maybe one day I will like continue like making videos, but like every time I'm like, when someone like I get so many messages like, hey, can you do videos again? And then I look at it and I'm like, then I'm like really short of doing it again. I'm like, no, man, I'm just so tired of YouTube, you know. And,
Yeah.
Twitch is the way to go for me. That's definitely something I learned.
Yeah, I think Twitch is or YouTube's kind of the way to show your regular Twitch people like what content they missed. So you kind of put it out there, and you don't have to spend any time editing it. Really, just like put up a stream or put up like a 30-second best of clip, and that way your like hardest of cores will go check it out potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I had someone doing the videos for me at the end there before I stopped, and it was actually decent. But yeah, I don't know.
And then make sure when you give it a fucking nice title, like, oh my god, can you believe it? Like, and then make a. Whatever, man. I'm gonna start doing some of those things. I don't know, man. I adopted the Doug strat. Doug was telling me. Doug was talking about the thumbnail stuff for the video. So for the PLO stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm almost do that.
I mean,
like,
maybe you're missing out on like a lot of value, you know? Maybe you say like you're doing good, but you could do better, right?
Well, I view it the same way as you do, Henry. I don't really I just like creating stuff that I personally enjoy, and obviously I want people to see it. But like, if a lot of people don't watch it, I don't really give it too much of a. I really just don't care, to be honest with you, that much. And like, I'm pretty focused on kind of what I'm doing with GTO Club, building that into a business that's just gives a ton of value to people that are in it, and really is helping to change people's lives, hopefully for the better. And yeah, just kind of keep building that, and focus on what I need to get better at for myself with that. And this content, podcast and videos, I mean, that's just sort of something that just fun. It's like fun to do. I get to talk to people a lot. I get to talk about the great game of Pot Limit Omaha, which is my favorite thing in the world right now, except
Mamacita.
My favorite thing. That's my favorite thing. Yeah. Maybe the big girl grind might be. Yeah.
Big girl.
I don't know, man. Let me take a couple more questions from the chat, man. I'm getting too fired up right now.
Like, what is about the big girl grind?
Excuse me?
Is it just one big girl, or are there many big girls?
That's a great question. So wait, you don't understand the appeal of it, you said?
Wait, what? You're changing the topic here. I thought you were talking about like something that's more important to you than PLO.
Yeah, I was.
And that's a big girl.
No, I mean, maybe like chess matches in general, but they aren't they're not as important to me anymore. The dyed hair girl grind. Listen, Gus, the DHGG, the dyed hair girl grind. The dyed hair, is it popular in Germany? Because dyed hair is just picking up hardcore.
But like what color? Or like generally?
Any color. They just love dyeing their hair now. These girls love putting some color in their hair. And quite frankly, Buehlero, I'm a big fan.
I mean, like you're talking about like some weird colors here, or like fucking a brunette, like getting blonde hair or something like that? Or are we talking about like blue, red, purple type stuff?
Blue, red, purple type stuff, yeah.
I think it really depends on the person. Like there's some that look really good, and then there's some that are just like hopeless, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what color the hair is, they're just like hopeless.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Mark Wilson said, this is the most awkward interview ever. First of all, this isn't an interview. This is a fucking conversation, Mark. Second of all, this isn't awkward at all. I love talking to Buehlero, man. I like this fucking kid. All right? Mark? Here's the most awkward comment. I'm kidding. I'm getting fired up now, man. I'm getting excited, man. I'm fired up, man. Listen, man. I'm ready to save the world right now. I'm ready to cure cancer, Buehlero. I'm ready to fucking...
Let's go for it.
No, I'm really not, man. Let me take a couple more questions from the chat. I mean, I would like to, but I feel like there's a conspiracy theory against cancer out there. I feel like they don't want it to be cured. Like DJ Khaled says, they don't want you to get the cure.
Maybe.
So I don't know, man. Let me take a couple more questions here. Let me see what else we got in here. Why don't you post YouTube anymore? Okay. Seems never. Okay. I would show. Okay. Let's see. Beat up dogs, hates PLO and people. Okay. Bang bang. What other self-improvement books has he read or has helped him out?
As I said, I only read the one thing right now. I'm reading The Mental Game of Poker because it's just a classic. And yeah, I really don't have that much time reading, or like I do have that much time reading, but I do not invest that much time in reading, so I'm not progressing that much. And I'm also reading all the books in English, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, I feel, to really understand the concepts. Maybe not though, but it's just a little bit slower than if I would read them in German.
That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Mark, Joey, have you been lifting more weights? What do you think, Mark? It's a great question, Mark. What do you think, bro?
What do you think, Mark?
What do you think, Mark? Let me ask you, what do you think, man? What do you think, bro? Tell me what you think. What's your Snapchat, man? Give people your Snapchat. Give them a shout out, man. So, shout out your stuff.
My Snapchat is Real Buehlero. So it's just my nickname here and Real before, because like somebody fucking stole the Buehlero already. You know, when you become so famous, they steal your fucking like name.
Struggle's real, brother. Struggle's real, man.
Struggle is like real, and like all these bitches seeing the stream, texting me, like, man, I just want to play poker, you know?
Oh my God. I mean, it's gotta be tough when they message you and say, hey, I saw you in the stream. I like your glasses. You're looking sexy, baby. I want to party. Let's get it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I just want to like drink my cup of tea and like play some poker, you know? But they don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's listen, man. I mean, I know the struggle myself too, and it's really tough to deal with. And I think sometimes you just gotta say, actually, I can't say that on stream. The feminists were going to get upset, so I'm not going to tell you what you should do. But sometimes you just got to tell them no, right? It's about sacrifice. You got to sacrifice some of these good moments and enjoyable moments for some great moments down the road.
Yeah, and I mean, they also only want me for my body, you know? I want something like that's a little bit more intimate.
Excuse me?
I'm just talking trash here.
You want something more what?
Intimate?
What's that mean?
Intimate. That's not a word. Wait, let me see.
It's a word. Intimate's a word, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, intimate.
Okay. Brett Kukin says,
just
shout out, puppy. Watching live from the Bahamas. Much love, man. I heard it's not nice weather down there, so. What were you saying? Intimate? Is that the right word?
Yeah, intimate.
Okay.
I'm just trolling here, though. Like, okay.
Listen, Buehlero. You want? I'm the master troll, man.
Okay.
I can keep a straight face the next 2 hours. Talk about anything.
I cannot. I just can't. I'm pretty good at lying, you know. But I always gotta smile at one point because people are just like, it's too funny. Just too funny, you know.
You see? I mean, I can do all the time. I can just keep it the entire time. I say anything I want. I perfected this this face, man. All right, last question. Jonas says, ask him what his favorite stream moment is so far, both watching and broadcasting. I like that question, Jonas. Nice one.
Oh, that's a good one. Favorite Twitch moment? God. I mean, it's gotta be like, I think I shipped the $22 mini Super Tuesday. It was like my first bigger bink after a while. My friend was here and we just really like partied hard and enjoyed that. So I think that was that one. Watching best Twitch. Actually, it's something that you guys didn't expect, but it's like not a poker stream. It was like a StarCraft stream where like a 4-aner one versus a Korean. Like the Koreans are huge in StarCraft, and he just fucking won the semifinal and was fucking intense. That was show back in the days, and that was a sick match. So I gotta go with that one.
It's a good question, actually. I wonder what's my favorite moment on Twitch stream. Probably watching Adrian Phoenix with the Colombian girls and him like
fuck. Oh my god, that was so lit. Yeah, that was one of the best. Like actually the best scene ever was like when he throws up the fucking beer can and like it just doesn't hit it and just like fucking falls on his head. Like holy shit, like I fucking lost it there. It was like, yeah, I guess it's like really high up there.
Dude,
like, holy fuck.
My eyes watering on the redness. That was fucking hilarious. He is ridiculous when he gets drunk in Colombia with the girls on there and he's like pouring the water. He's like takes the water, like pours it on his fucking face, and the girl's like next. Oh my god, it's
and he's just sitting there with like his fucking sword, you know, and like the girl's like, why does this guy have a fucking huge sword, you know?
Adrian Colombian was out of line for sure. He was the most out of line. That was ridiculous. My God, I can't even. Last question. Jane Anna says, "Who is the best MTT player on GrindNation?"
Oh fuck. I mean, that's tough to say. Like Brian puts in like a ton of volume, you know, but like I'm not actually sure if he's that strong. You know, I never watched him too much because like he's just. So I cannot really say it. I would go with him.
The answer is Doug, by the way. That's the answer. Doug's the answer.
You think Doug is the answer? I mean, yeah, Doug is pretty decent. When he's like,
bang, bang, Jesus. Okay. Wow, man. Buehlero firing shots at Doug. Okay.
I mean, you know, he's a cash player, and like he's pretty like he's good at deep stack, but like I don't think he knows like the push fold range is too much, you know. So it depends. Like he's probably the best. Yeah, I didn't even think about Doug because like he's a cash game player to me, but yeah, it's probably him actually. You're right.
Well, shit, I'm gonna see what Doug's got to say about this. I don't know, man. Hey, all right, I don't know. Hey, okay. God damn, someone clip that out, man. We got to put that out. We got to send that the video to Doug. Doug's okay. Doug said he thinks he's one of the best tournament players in the world.
He said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell him. You don't tell him. I'm gonna keep it a secret.
Appreciate that.
I got you, man. All right, Buehlero, man. You want to give the people any last words out there, man?
Last words. I don't know. Man, this came out of nowhere. I don't know what to say. The German is staying strong.
Stay strong.
Stay strong, guys. And you know, I don't know. Jesus. You motherfuckers need Jesus.
Listen, man, I can't wait till we do this in 1 year from now after you've had a bunch more streaming on Twitch and you had a bunch more tournament success, and then you're gonna be having it, man. I like it, man. I like it. I like it a lot, man. I can't wait to see how things develop, my friend. And I'm happy to have you in the GrindNation. I'm happy to have that we got some young bucks in there. We got you, we got Pav, because you know us other guys are old, man. Me, fucking Fernando, Doug, Fee, Adrian, we're old. We're old guys, man. We need some of that young blood to be the next I don't know, the Phoenix. No, that's something wrong. I don't know what the other thing. I don't know what am I looking for, Buehlero? Give me a word. What am I looking for here?
I just really didn't pay attention, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, well, I can't figure it out either. So
I was just reading the chat there for a second, man. I'm getting wrecked, man. Me and Doug poke statement. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're scared. Yeah, he's like, I'm not even paying attention right now. I'm like, Doug's gonna come after me, man. Listen, man.
Like people tell me already they're gonna murder me, man. Now insulted like the Lord Savior Doug. Like
you can't insult Doug. They're coming after you, man.
Like me not speaking Englando. Like.
They're coming after you, brother. You better watch out, man. You don't fuck around. Listen, man. I got nothing bad to say about Doug. Doug's a man, man. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. You better say a fucking prayer, Buehlero. When after you make a 30-minute video about you. You ever been on a bed together?
Wait, on a bed?
You and Doug ever been on a bed together? You better hope not.
No, I mean like that's only promotion for me. You know, that's why I said that.
Oh, so this is calculated.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it, man. I like it, guys. If you want to check out Buehlero, he streams all the time on Twitch. His screen name is Buehlero. It's in the YouTube title. Same name on Twitter, right? Oh no, it's Henri Henri Buhler, correct?
And my last name. Yeah, somebody stole it over there as well. These motherfuckers, man, everywhere.
What? They stole your name on there too?
Yeah, like it's a deleted account or something. Like I don't know why.
Yeah. Listen, man, you're in a bed till 5 a.m. I mean, come on, man. I can't wait till me and Doug share a nice romantic bedside moment till 5 a.m. That's coming at some point, so I'm excited for it. So I'm pumped up. I can't wait for it to happen. Buehlero, thanks for joining us on the podcast, guys. You want to find him Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. He streams 5 days a week, and he is my Twitch streamer to watch for 2017. And I'm calling it right now, man. I'm telling you, man. Watch out. He's gonna be on the rise, man. Buehlero, thanks for joining on the podcast, brother.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Much love, man. Guys on YouTube. What do you say?
Thank you for doing this.
No problem. Hey, man. Shout out to the GrindNation, man. Shout out to the GrindNation. Yeah, we'll be back for sure podcasting. Pretty sure next Wednesday we're gonna have Kate Hall on, and waiting to talk to Kevin Martin to figure out which day we're gonna do it. And yeah, we got a lot of fun podcasts lined up for the rest of the year. So much love. Adios, everybody. See you later. Guys on Twitch, I'm going to stay here for a second. Guys on YouTube, I'm out of here. Go watch my PLO hands video I put up today if you didn't watch it already. That's it. Peace out.